Shall we begin? Where to start? How to express oneself in words? We think that perhaps when we speak something, we say something, for all intents and purposes, pass me a hammer or that's too high. It's easily understandable. And I guess for basic matters, that's true. But language actually breaks down when we speak of the philosophical or the spiritual or the mystical, because language, by definition, is predicated on the idea that one word is different and distinct from the next word. So that A is only A because it's not B. So that, in other words, all language is part of an interconnected web, all connected such that no word in themselves actually has any meaning without the other words as well, which means basically that when we say X, we're actually saying X and not Y. But X can only be because of Y. So that in fact, there's a dynamic interplay between all the words at the same time. So that when you say an X, you're actually saying Y in some strange way as well. So this is actually connected to the Derridean, postmodern, interconnected web of language, where all we have is this text or verbal language, which doesn't actually map onto any clear referent or world or reality. So actually, the verbal language is a medium. It's a structure. It's not so much a transparent window into the world or onto the world or of the world. The meaning of this is that as it is simply a language among many, there are other languages like visual language, and this is where art comes in. And sometimes there's certain things that can be expressed emotionally and even in terms of ideas and intellectual concepts only visually. It can only be shown, like speed is shown through a fast runner. You could write about it, sure, but that's not the experience of fastness or the actual observation of speed. So, in other words, what I'm trying to do in my art is find a visual correlate for intellectual ideas. And ultimately, oneness is expressed simply as the dot. And that's the beginning of abstract art, the dot, the line, the pure color. And that is a language. It's not just abstract, as it were. And one might write text about it, one might reflect upon it, one might speak about it, but that's always speaking around the painting, as they say. So, the underlying bottom line of this short video is that visual language is a language in its own right, that abstract art has a content, it has a symbolic and expressive function, and that therefore to hide behind images or what they call realism or naturalism doesn't necessarily belong to the true essence of art, which, remember, in its inception were very simple ideogrammatic or pictographic images, and that mapped onto the unconscious realm. That was a reflection of desire and will and a narrative and magic.